It's undeniable that the Los Angeles Lakers, led by LeBron James and Anthony Davis, are heavy favorites to win this year's NBA championship. Prior to the NBA's haul, the Lakers were playing some of their best basketball, winning consecutive games against the Milwaukee Bucks and the Los Angeles Clippers. While the Lakers are obviously in a much better position to secure an NBA championship, there are still some concerns with the team this year. First, their second best player, Anthony Davis, has only been to the playoffs once so far in his career. Playoff experience is always crucial. The deeper a team gets into the postseason, the more it matters. The next and possibly more glaring deficiency is the team's lack of depth. Apart from James and Davis, there isn't really another truly consistent player that the team can count on a nightly basis. There's also been many stats that show how the Lakers' production significantly drops when James sits on the bench. In the playoffs, rotations get shorter and trust plays a huge factor. Many believe that this may be LeBron's last best shot at winning an NBA championship, but I see the 2021-22 season as LeBron and the Lakers' best opportunity at winning an NBA title. This storyline, rightfully so, since it's a year from now, is not really talked about as much. For the Lakers franchise in the 2021-22 year, their only contract on the books is LeBron's last year of his deal, where he's slated to make $41 million. Most likely Anthony Davis and his 5-year deal will also be in effect, adding to the payroll. If the Lakers properly position themselves for the 2021-22 season, they can have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and an additional $43.5 million left on their cap. Davis would be slated to make $34.8 million in the first year of his new deal, so his and James' contracts would be a total of $81.5 million. For the sake of this argument, we are going to be assuming that the NBA financials do not plummet and the cap stays as it is originally projected to be $125 million. Now with $43.5 million on the books, the Lakers would have the ability to sign another max level player to the team, forming a true big three. Of course, the Lakers would have to renounce their rights to Kyle Kuzma, making him an unrestricted free agent, but if there's an opportunity to land a big fish, the decision to do so is well worth it. Headlined by names such as Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kawhi Leonard, Blake Griffin, Paul George, and DeMar DeRozan, the 2021 free agent class is set to be one of the most stacked classes in a while. For the sake of time, let's remove Clippers players Kawhi Leonard and Paul George out of this conversation because I highly doubt either of these two would switch over to their rival Lakers. Also, let's narrow the search even more by only looking at guard free agents, since I doubt the Lakers want to spend any more money at the forward slot or the big man position as well. The biggest names matching this criteria would be Chris Paul, Mike Conley, Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, Jrue Holliday, and Victor Oladipo. Right off the bat, I don't really like DeRozan on the Lakers, as his fit with LeBron and AD would be somewhat questionable. Ideally, the Lakers want a good outside shooter to help space the floor and who doesn't always need the ball to score as well. Now, Mike Conley a couple years ago would have been a great fit for this team, but frankly speaking, he hasn't looked the same since coming back from his left heel injury. In 45 games this season, Mike Conley has had arguably one of the worst career years, averaging 14 points and 4 assists on 40% shooting. While some of this drop-off could be attributed to rust, it should be noted that he's also getting older, now being 32. While I don't mind the Lakers signing on Conley, I think it's a pretty easy decision that Conley is not worth the max, especially in a year from now when he'll be even older. Now, Chris Paul to the Lakers would be very interesting. I did an entire video about this possibility recently, so go check it out for a more in-depth discussion about it. But essentially, it's hard to see Paul remain on the Thunder for the entirety of his contract. There's a possibility of a trade, making Paul to the Lakers even sooner than next year a possibility, but a lot does need to happen before that can be plausible. If Paul theoretically still stays on the Thunder until 21-22, would he be willing to opt out to go to a contending team like the Lakers? He's made a lot of money already in the NBA, so I wouldn't be shocked if he does prioritize winning a title over his last year of his deal. Paul would be a solid fit on the Lakers. His high IQ and great energy would greatly help LeBron and AD. Not to mention that Paul is great friends with LeBron, so the team chemistry would also benefit greatly. The biggest concern with Paul is his age, obviously. With age comes injury, and Paul has been unfortunately injured in playoff situations before. In my opinion, the two most interesting guards to look at for this free agent class would be Jrue Holliday and Victor Oladipo. Remember, this season will be starting next year, so the younger the player, the better. Jrue Holliday and Victor Oladipo might be two of the most underrated players in the NBA, as they are outstanding two-way players. The Lakers' guard defense is lacking, so an addition of either of these two would be greatly beneficial for this category. First, Oladipo, prior to rupturing his quad tendon, was playing excellent basketball for the Pacers, as he had back-to-back All-Star seasons averaging 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists in his time in Indiana. Now, the main concern with Oladipo is his injury, of course. Oladipo had his injury on January 23rd of 2019, and while he did play a little prior to the NBA halt, he was still very limited in his return to action. Now, that might have been warranted considering that it was his first return in over a year, but what is more concerning about Oladipo's health is his timidity when deciding to return to action now. Reports originally said that Oladipo would sit out the restart, but he is now considering to play. Speaking from a health standpoint, it is kind of concerning that Oladipo is this far removed from his injury and still not fully confident in his health. Basketball-wise, Oladipo is an excellent two-guard, but I worry how he will adjust to not being the primary ball handler. Apart from his 1 year at OKC, Oladipo has always been the primary ball handler on the team, which does suit his game well. In his 1 year at OKC, playing off of Russell Westbrook, Oladipo's game dropped. After growing every year prior to OKC, Oladipo's growth stunted as he averaged 15.9 points in OKC after averaging 16 the year before. When traded to Indiana the very next season, Oladipo got the main ball handler spot back and jumped to averaging a career-high 23 points per game. Being on the Lakers, Oladipo would most likely be the third option after James and Davis, so it would be interesting to see how he would adjust to his new rank. Now, in my opinion, the best overall fit for the Lakers in this free agent class would be Jrue Holliday. Coming off a season averaging 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists for the New Orleans Pelicans, Holliday checks all the boxes. He's an outstanding defender who can basically score from anywhere on the floor. Holliday can take on the responsibilities of a point guard, where he initially played most of his games at, but also play off the ball. This season, if anything, has shown that Holliday can play off ball without dropping productivity, as he had to share the ball with Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, and Zion Williamson. He's a 29-year-old right now, so he's really not past his prime either. Adding Holliday to a duo of Anthony Davis and LeBron James would be a tough matchup to defeat. Remember, LeBron will be 2 years older in the midst of that season, so don't be surprised if he needs to play off the ball more and can't handle the normal load we're so used to seeing him do. Jrue has a unique ability to facilitate an offense while also being able to take a backseat and play off the ball when needed too. And for those very reasons, I think that the Lakers should strongly consider targeting Jrue Holliday in that free agent class. True, the Lakers are favorites this year, but the 2021-22 season might be LeBron and AD's best shot at winning a title, considering how much available cap space they will have to freely construct the roster. Obviously, it's hard to imagine LeBron being as great as he is today, but that is more than fine considering his age. At this point, it should be AD who's the best player on the team, and LeBron who will at times be the best player, but for the most part be the Lakers' second option as he tries to conserve himself for the high pressure situations that he will be needed in. Adding Jrue Holliday to complete this duo would truly be a more than formidable big three, giving the Lakers a real solid shot to win a title in the future. As always guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to let me know who you think the Lakers should target in the future and how you think they will fare. And as always, if you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be back for another one. See ya.